I'm making a Dacquoise, as you can see from the title. It's a dessert from the south of France, a town called Dax, funnily enough. And it's meringues and ground nuts. Nuts that you've ground, not ground nuts, you know, because they're like peanuts, because those are legumes. I mean, you could, I suppose, but no, I'm using walnuts. Yeah, so to begin with, I'll shove the recipe in the description again if anybody wants it. 150 grams, that's just a bag of walnuts that I have blitzed down. You want to blitz them down so you can get them as fine as you can before they turn into butter, although that's what I'm going to be doing for the filling for this, for the buttermilk. Yeah, a couple of tablespoons of instant coffee, freeze-dried, whatever. You can use real stuff if you want. You'll probably get, depending on what it is, you might get a bit of flavour, but the texture is a bit gritty, you know. And that's 50 grams of plain flour and 50 grams of icing sugar. And I'm just going to give these a wee mix again. Like I say, do not want this to go to a butter. Sweet, that's the base. So now I'm going to sort out some egg whites. Right, so I've got 5 large egg whites going in here. It's going to be about 150 grams. This is 159, which is near enough. I've got a teaspoon of cream of tartar and a decent pinch of salt. While I remember though, just before I do this, get your oven on now. If it takes a wee while to heat up, just set it to maximum, 240 or something. You know, basically we're going to get that preheated, get this in. I'm going to turn it down as soon as we put the meringue in. So yeah, let's get these in, and we're just going to start whisking them at kind of medium speed. I'll show you when they're done. I just want these aerated basically, and we'll start adding sugar. Cool, okay, you can see that I'm starting to get kind of bubbles and so on. That's kind of what I want. I'm going to start adding in white sugar. I've got 125 grams of white sugar, but I just want a wee bit in at a time. In fact, I'm going to start this again. Think maybe a tablespoon, and expect this to take maybe 10 minutes. You want to completely incorporate the sugar before you add any more in each time. And I'm doing this on kind of number 6 of 8, kind of medium high, you know. Right. And after about 10 minutes, this is what you get. You can see it is quite thick. And if you turn it upside down, it will hold. So, tastes pretty good too. Right, hang on. Right, so I've added about half the nut mixture. Don't have to be too exact, and you just want to cut this through. If you want to do it traditional way, you can use a metal spoon, but I find the silicone whisk is a bit easier. And once we get that kind of fully mixed through, I'll add the other half. Just trying to keep some of the air in, you know. Right, half the mixture, going to go in here. Now, you can buy cake rings for these. It's not something I've got any use for, so I'm just using the spring form. Now, in a perfect world, I've got some, damn, it's not too bad. Yeah, ideally I'd have these both going on the same shelf in the oven, but we've got the Ninja 10-in-1, and it's only kind of 12 inches, so I have to do them on 2 shelves and keep my fingers crossed. You don't have to use foil, that's just me. I like baker foil because it is really non-stick, but use parchment paper. Don't put any butter on it or anything, don't grease it. Right, that's one, and same with the other one. Just try to get them as even as you can, flatten them out a bit. You can use a palette knife if you want, but not much point if we've got this thing. Right, cool. And there we go. I'm going to preheat the oven now. This thing only takes a couple of minutes. And get it in. The second you put these in, you drop the temperature to 180. Right, there we go. Just dropped it to 180. And these are going to take 15 minutes. At the end of the 15 minutes, turn the oven off completely, crack the door. On this thing, if you've got one like this, how do I explain this? Okay. When you finish cooking, there's an internal fan on this that keeps going and blowing to bring the temperature down in the oven. Never done this in here before, I don't know. I think I might leave it, see what happens. They might crack, might not, I don't know. But yeah, 15 minutes, turn it off, crack the door. Right, there we go, 15 minutes dead. You can maybe hear the fan I was talking about. I'm just going to leave it. I'll just let that go and see what happens. And yeah, I know the oven's spanking, he's cleaned. So now, leave that cracked. I'm not a religious person, but this is all about faith now. Do not look, don't open the door, just leave it. Give it at least an hour. After an hour, you're normally safe and you'll know whether or not it's worked, you know. If it worst comes to worst, you're having an eating mess, you know. But yeah, 1 hour, we'll have a look. Right, it is almost 2 hours since I stopped the oven now. Air still felt a wee bit warm, and yeah, really hoping this has worked. Let's see. Okay. Yeah. Well, I've got better eyes. Okay, that could be worse. What's the other one? That was the top one. Right, I think that's not too bad. Yeah, so one thing, if you're using springform molds like I am, for the love of God, do not touch the catch. Gonna go around this with probably a palette knife. I'm not doing that on camera. Yeah, gonna take these out, and with a bit of luck, I can move on to the next bit. And that's them. I just used the silicone spatula again. If I'm honest, I was wanting a wee bit more rise on these, but they're going to taste good, and it's not too bad. I've not made these in probably 20 odd years, so quite nice to know I can still do it. Yeah, now for the complicated bit. Okay, so I'm going to start out the filling. I am hoping to make French buttercream. That's different from kind of British buttercream, which is butter and sugar, butter, nice and sugar. French one is based on what's called pâte à bombe. That is egg yolks, and you then kind of drizzle in hot sugar syrup. It doesn't really. Do you know? I've actually just been and looked this up. It does technically, apparently, still count as raw egg. Probably doesn't pasteurize them, and that's going by seriouseats.com, who are normally pretty good. So careful with this one if you are pregnant or whatever. But yeah, I'm going to make a pistachio paste, which is literally butter, you know, kind of like peanut butter. I'm literally just going to whiz these to the point where they go liquid. I'm going to add a wee bit of rose water to it as well, and then I'm going to attempt to do the French buttercream. I've only got one shot at this, so right, let's find out. Very noisy, you can maybe see. We've got a layer of butter forming down there. Just going to keep going. That's taking maybe a minute on whatever the highest setting is on this thing. There you go. That took another minute or so, and we've got something that's basically just like peanut butter. You can probably take it a wee bit further if you want to, but that'll do. I just want this kind of paste. So I'm going to use that and a bit of rose water as my flavouring. And now we get to have some fun with eggs and stuff. I'm going to have to explain this a wee bit. It's going to be awkward, and I've only got one shot to do it. Don't even know if I'm going to manage to film it, but I shall try. Oh, sorry, that was 150 grams of unsalted pistachios. Yeah. Right, well, I'm going to reshoot all of this because the dog's just tried to help. Yeah, so 2-to-1 sugar to water here. So 150 grams sugar, 75 ml of water, 8 egg yolks, should be again around about 150 grams. Obviously that's the ones from earlier. And another 3. 250 grams of butter, and leave that at room temperature for a good while. Give it at least an hour. Obviously it's going to depend on how warm your room is. It's Scotland. It's about 17 degrees in the kitchen here right now. That's been sitting out for a couple of hours. You basically want it soft but not melting. Yeah, so I'm going to get the mixer going. I'm just telling you this because it's going to be a bugger to tell you while I'm doing it. Mixer's going to be going until these go pale. While those are getting whisked up, this is going to be on the heat. I'm looking for 115 degrees softball stage. So you're going to want something. This is a thermo whisk. It's just a probe with a whiskey thing on it that looks really ugly. Or like jam thermometer or something. But basically, as soon as this hits 115 degrees, get it in there, just slowly pour it in. Try to pour it into the eggs rather than in the bowl because it might set up. Yeah, and that's kind of it. Once that's done, get it on high, the mixer, you know, get your speed up and start popping this in one bit at a time. And it's a slow process, but with a bit of luck, it'll work. Right, here we go. Here we go. So turn this down to low. Do your best. Bollocks. Get now. Come on. Yeah. Come on. Right, might have gotten away with that, not sure. Some of it has stuck on the bowl, but we'll see. Going to turn this to high. It's going to be probably 10 minutes anyway until the bowl doesn't feel hot anymore. Right, I'm just going to stop there for a wee sec. You can see I've got some kind of candied sugar sticking there, but it's okay. We've gotten away with that one. It's obviously quite pale. That's been nearly 10 minutes, and this is now, for my money, that's cooked the touch. That's fine. So I'm going to start adding in the butter. Back up to kind of a medium-high speed, but you can add it in one chunk at a time. This will take a wee while. Also, it's going to look like it's split. It's going to look like you fucked it up. It's fine. Just power through it. You will get there. Right, I'm pretty happy with that. That again was nearly 10 minutes, and I'm starting to feel a wee bit bad for my cheapy little Aldi stand mixer, but it's doing brilliantly. Next, I'm just going to pop in the pistachio paste. This was a 150 gram bag. I'm just going to use about half of it. Don't think I'm going to need all of it. Might do. We'll see. It is a wee bit grainy, but we'll live. Also, I did manage to strip the gears on the blender thing, which is a little bit annoying, but I'll get another one. Yeah, and I'm also adding in a wee bit of the, rose water. I want less than a teaspoon, because this will absolutely take over. Yeah, cool. And that's kind of us. I'm going to pop this back on. I'm going to mix this again at high speed for about a minute, just to get everything together. And this is good to go. And just to completely contradict myself, not only did I use all of the pistachios, I ended up adding probably another couple of teaspoons of rose water. It's normally pretty harsh or bold, in flavour. This KTC brand, I mean, they a lot of the British supermarkets carry these. It's just kind of, I don't know, Indian Pakistani food. That's really mild, so yeah, that's actually quite good. But that's us. This stuff likes cold. It does not like heat. If you want to keep it in the fridge, you can do. It will store pretty well for a wee while. I'm going to build the Dacquoise with it. But yeah, this is a success. Sweet. Right, just going to assemble this. I've got some apricots here. They're Moroccan. But these are Scottish raspberries. These are from Angus. Scottish raspberries, certainly the Angus ones in particular. These are, I reckon, the best in the world. They are incredible. If you can't get certainly Scottish raspberries, do us a favour, come and move here. We need people, especially if you've got money, that would be good. Yeah, but I'm going to start prepping these and then we'll assemble it. Just while I think on, actually, with stone fruit like this, these were just from Asda, and they're sold as being kind of perfectly ripe. Yeah. But you'll find if you run a knife round an apricot like this, you'll always get one side where the stone comes free and the other side where it sticks. It's a simple thing. That's the ones where there was no stone attached. Use them for your presentation. These ones, you might have to hack at them a wee bit to get the stone out. Put them in the middle. Nobody's going to know. Sorry, camera keeps moving. Right, that's the slightly thicker layer. I've popped a little dollop of the buttercream underneath this just to hold it in place on the plate a wee bit. And yeah, I'm just going to put half of this on here. I'm not going to bother showing you it because I can't get in with the camera. Right, that's not bad for the first layer. I'm half tempted to pop a wee bit more cream on top of that. I think I will do, actually. As I say, these are the ones that were kind of attached to the stone and the least kind of pretty of the raspberries. Same deal. I'm not going to bother piping it. Fuck it. You know what? It's fine. It tastes good. It's very grown up. The apricots are actually quite sharp. So yeah, for all there's a lot of sugar in the base and stuff, it's not cloyingly sweet. I always order a cheese board. I don't know. I don't eat puddings, but hey, here we go. Right, I think that's going to show up on camera. This damn thing cracked. This does happen. Hey, what can you do? We'll live. It's not like I'm selling it. You know what? I will take that. Yeah, I'm actually kind of happy with that. And anybody who knows me knows that that's not a particularly common occurrence with me and cooking. Yeah, motherfucking Dacquoise. Damn, I haven't done one of them for a while. Cool, okay. This needs fridged. I might actually pop it in the freezer. Don't know. Doesn't really matter. It's getting eaten tomorrow. But yeah, there you go. Give it a try. Certainly try the meringue thing. The buttercream is a bit of a pain. Just as good with whipped cream, to be honest. I'll tell you whatever. But aye, there you go. All right, cheers.